Hello, everybody. Welcome to this June episode of Spoiler Mode. We are going to be talking about Detroit Become Human. Get your
Get your spoiler mittens on because we're about to spoil everything in this game.
We're talking
you
androids.
have been warned.
Spoiler mode, final warning, spoiler mode, activated.
All right, Huber.
Yo.
Detroit is an interesting one because there's a lot of choices. I'm gonna go through kind of chapter by choices, some choices that I made, some extra ones that I saw.
Cool.
Like one of the things I think is really interesting about Detroit and makes the game work is this concept of go through it on your first run, don't repeat anything until you're done. Puts all the stakes right on the table.
Yes, the highest stakes of recent memory for me playing a video game, because one, I was so attached to the characters, and two, I feel like graphics are underrated in terms of like how much they can really draw you into the world.
Sure.
So I was just so sucked in, and it's funny you say, going through with one run, because we'll get into it, but there was a part where I was like, dude, I can't let this slide. Like, maybe I'll just replay this one part. And when you go into the main menu, into the chapter select screen, the android there is like, hey, I see you've made some choices, and you've had some consequences. My maker would really appreciate it if you just went through without changing anything, but it's up to you. But, you should go through on your own. Is amazing moment. She talked me out of it, and that was
That's really funny.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, that is one of those weird things because, with suspend mode and stuff, like, you don't always have to go back to that main menu. Mm-hmm. But when you do, like, weird little things happen. Did you get the survey?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
The creepy survey that's like starts asking you about like your religious beliefs and what you think about androids and whether they could like actually become sentient and stuff. And then here's one I didn't even know about until last night when I picked it back up to start looking through my choices. So like at the very end when she's like, I'm taking off. See ya.
The best.
There's a message that pops up later that's like, it looks like your android is missing. Would you like a replacement?
Oh, they patched it, Blood.
Yeah?
They patched that because people made that decision and wanted her back. Now it's a way to get her back. But initially, when the game came out for the first month or so,
okay,
you had to live with that. Like if you set her, and I think that's more impactful. I don't like the patch of being able to bring her back or a replacement, because now when I let her go, obviously, it was this powerful moment of like, yo, I love this character, but obviously I'm not gonna keep her hostage in my game. Like, set her free.
But it's funny though because I did like bring her back just to see, and it is totally like a slate wiped clean. Kind of, like she's just like telling you all this stuff like she's not been there at all. It's really kind of funny because it's like I've got a fully blued out flowchart.
Yeah.
And you're acting like I've never seen the menu before.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, there's an android in the main menu, and she talks to you periodically when you're in the main menu. And near the very end of the game, she says, I don't really want to be here. Like I want to do other things. Will you let me go? And you have the choice to either set her free, and she just gets up and leaves your game, gone from the main menu, or you keep her there, which I never did. I don't even know how that works. I don't know what she says. If she's like, okay.
So you didn't go back on your choices then. Did you go back later and make different choices? Did you poke around at all?
I looked through the menus,
okay.
But once I finised, like every Quantic Dream game, I'm one and done with it kind of thing. I wanted to kind of play Detroit again, but I was just so busy with everything, and I was like, it just feels right. It feels complete. It feels like even more high stakes if it's just like, yo, this is what happened to my game, one and done. I'm moving on. So.
Yeah, I did poke back into some specific chapters. I did also like try to start like a second playthrough, but I haven't really gotten that far into it. Just like the first few chapters.
Yeah.
But I'm very curious about some things because, like, especially when you get into the last few chapters, if you look at the flowcharts, they're like entire flowcharts that are just blank. It's like this is dependent on some other decision. I don't know how you get here, what this scene looks like, or anything. Before we get into chapter by chapter, I'm curious sort of where your characters ended up.
So I loved my outcome.
Yeah.
Bloodworth. Are we going there right now? We're starting at the end.
I mean,
and
let's
then
start
we'll go
where
back?
everyone ended up, and then we'll
Okay.
work our way back to the beginning.
I am shocked how great my ending was because my Quantic Dream track record is not the best. My endings are usually so depressing. Beth says I'm way too trusting. I trust everyone. So I always get
Super nice to people, and you
Yeah.
probably shouldn't be. Yep.
Exactly. So I was really happy with my outcome. It was, androids were like recognized as citizens. Marcus, led the rebellion, and everyone was receptive to
But
that.
the rebellion or what did you do?
Very passive.
Okay.
So I passively went through, didn't fight back. We'll get into it. I did get my hands dirty with Marcus
okay.
at one moment, but I still got the passive ending with that. Connor and Hank, best buds, had like the ending where they meet at the coffee shop or whatever. That was really jolly. And
But what did
Amanda.
what did Connor and Hank end up doing though?
So we went to the house, then we left, and then so like the whole thing with Amanda, she's like trying to get into your head. I fought back on that. Was going to assassinate who was it? He's like up on the stage, remember? And he's going to assassinate Marcus, was it? Like someone was giving a speech and she's in there like trying to mess with your brain.
You're in like a whole other scenario. I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
This is amazing.
Did you join up with Marcus at the boat?
Yeah, but then there was like this whole other thing after that.
What did you? So what happens?
So then Marcus is like giving a speech and she wants you to assassinate him, and then you're in the brain trying to like fight against her. She's trying to take over
Whoa.
because I kept failing the mission
Okay.
because I let people get away to like save Hank, and I went against protocol. So she was like, "Yo, I'm gonna shut you down. Like you failed the mission." So I'm going through like that dream world. And like she's there and he's like grabbing the gun and he's like gonna pull it out and shoot the Marcus. Doesn't happen. Terminated her. Like went up to this like mainframe in the computer. Like Marcus fought back. Like shut it down. Wiped her out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So on my playthrough.
And then Kara as well. I made it through.
Yeah.
With the daughter. With the man from the
Luther.
With Luther and the daughter, we made it through
Where did you make it
the
through?
border, Canada.
Yeah, but I mean, how'd you go? Did you go on the bus?
Took the bus.
Okay.
Screwed those people over hard. They dropped their tickets.
Yeah.
I was in straight up protective mode. I was gonna go out dying, dude. I was not gonna let the daughter die or freeze or I was so committed. I was like, yo, anyone in my way is going down because Kara and this daughter are getting across the border. They're getting to safety.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So Marcus for me was the same.
'Kay.
Pretty much. Like we did the peaceful protest.
Yeah.
They started like, blockading off against the soldiers, and like more and more started coming against them, but then like we started singing, and then
Love that moment.
and then the president's like, call it off.
Yeah.
Because everybody was watching when like we'd gotten like the android trust really high with
Oh,
them.
maybe I wasn't gonna shoot Marcus. I was gonna shoot the president. I'm getting that one detail missed
Wait,
out.
what?
Yeah. Because, like, someone's giving a speech at the end, Bloodworth. I forget who it was. But, or not.
But I don't even, was it in the church?
Connor, sorry.
Connor, though.
Yeah.
But was that in the church?
It wasn't, no, it was, like, on a stage, and everyone was giving a speech, and Connor was, like, hiding off to the background, just on stage.
I don't even know where the
Yeah,
scene
and
would
then
be.
Amanda was, like, getting in there to try to, like, make you pull the trigger.
Wow.
And it goes, like, on the outside of Connor, and Connor's, like, going to grab his gun. and then it goes inside his brain, and you have to like go and shut her down.
So here's what happened with Connor for me.
Okay.
In Jericho, like when Jericho gets raided and everybody's escaping, Connor becomes deviant.
Yeah.
Connor escapes with Marcus.
Okay.
Then Connor goes on this mission into cyberlife.
That's right. Okay. Yes, I did that too.
You go out down into cyberlife and you like get all those androids
Down
out.
into Cyberlife, Hank is there. Then
Yeah.
another Connor comes.
Another Connor comes.
Yep.
But I don't remember this other
So-
assassination thing.
Yeah. So then I was like, yo, man, like, Hank. I'm doing everything I can to save Hank. I'm not letting
Yeah.
Hank die.
Crazy.
And then we took that Connor out. We let all the androids loose.
Yeah.
And then there was like that final scene where Amanda, dude. So you pleased Amanda? She was happy with you?
You know, like that's one part. Maybe that's something that's like it's just been too long now because I just like
Yeah.
I don't remember what you're talking about at all. But
Yeah.
we did the same thing there.
Yeah.
But with Kara, I gave the bus tickets back,
Yeah.
and so then
I was finally ruthless.
so then the Underground Railroad folks showed up,
Yeah.
and we went in a van, drove down to the river, and there were like these boats.
Oh, God. I don't like where this
And
is
you
going, bud.
go across the river
I don't
at
like
night
this.
in these boats,
I don't like this.
but then like this border patrol comes up and starts shooting.
Oh.
And so we end up losing Luther.
Oh.
And I think like he might have been like deactivated, but you know, like potentially okay, but or like his body was there or something.
Yeah.
But like in order to get the raft all the way across the river after we were attacked, like we had to like dump his body
Dude.
and like push it the rest of the way.
So brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I loved how many moments there were where, like, when you're crossing the border, you know, it's really hostile at that part when your car, you know, the uprising is in full effect. Everyone's killing all the androids. And Luther is getting arrested. And the daughter is like, we can't leave him. And you have this choice to kind of, like, take the easy route out and get out of there because guards are everywhere. And it's like, this game is so high stakes and so many consequences. It's like, yo, if I get seen in this stealth section, this is not like Metal Gear Solid where I can just like reload, try again.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I get spotted in this little tiny ray of light, like they're gonna get me, kill me, it's over. So like the decision to keep going or to save
But
him.
again, there are all those other flowcharts. Mm-hmm. Like I think there's craziness
they
that we
arrest
didn't
you,
see.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the beginning. I think
Let's do
everybody probably saves the fish, right?
Gotta save the fish.
Gotta save the fish.
Gotta save him.
But the hostage situation, now this is one where like I replayed the heck out of this.
Love this.
I went through every option to see what happened.
Yeah.
So before I like go through every option, what did you end up doing? What was your first run?
So I saved the cop who
Yeah.
comes back, by the way,
Yeah, that's
beautifully. But because of another thing, that encounter was different. We're going to talk about that one. That one's really fun. Saved the cop, talked the deviant down, but then they sniped him.
Okay.
They took him out. But I saved the kid, saved the
But you
cop.
got his trust, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Earned his trust, got out of there. Mission complete. Yeah.
My first run, I had the I got the gun from under the table,
Yep.
and then once the opportunity arose, I lied about the gun when he was asking me about it, and then like I actually shot him
Yeah.
and saved her.
Dude.
Yeah.
Shot him.
Yeah.
Bloodworth. Pulling the trigger. Good lord.
But so there's 6 different outcomes.
Yeah.
So you can just totally fail it, and both of them will fall.
Yeah.
You can like leap in at the very last second and like body check him, so the girl gets saved, but both you and him fall.
Whoa. And you die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have the sniper shoot him. You can shoot him yourself. you can be too slow when you pull out that gun, and you can get shot by him.
Jeez.
Which is like hard fail.
Yeah, hard fail.
Or you can do what I did on my second playthrough, which is you get close enough and then to where you can grab the girl and cover her, and then like he's falling off the building, like shooting you the whole time, and you just get shot in the back, and you're like over.
Wait,
top.
does he jump down too? So it's like Matrix style. You're both falling and he's shooting.
No, you're on the rooftop, but he's falling off.
Oh, okay.
And he's shooting you in the back, and the girl is under you screaming as like all the blue blood is like dripping down on her.
Dude.
And like and then there's like, yeah, Connor's just out. Like
So intense. So intense.
But that's one of the interesting things about Connor is, like, for my run,
Connor.
I didn't see it until much later in. But like, you can die in these moments,
yes,
and then
Bloodworth.
Connor's story will keep going.
Yes.
Because he's like getting saved to the cloud or whatever.
Yes. Okay. So my Connor, this is when I was going to replay because I was like, dude, Connor is like my favorite character of the year. I can't handle losing Connor. Connor is my favorite. I love you, Connor. So like in the interrogation, you need the information. I forget the minor details of what information you need, but you're interrogating the suspect as Connor, and he's a android deviant. And
the one from the stabbing scene.
yes,
Yeah.
the one you find in the house in the attic. Or I found him in the attic.
Yeah.
So I'm interrogating him, and I played it wrong.
Yeah.
Straight up played it wrong.
Oh, I played all kinds of wrong.
I played it so wrong, and he's like, no, I'm not giving you the information. So I was feeling the pressure from Amanda at this point. Amanda, you keep going, you don't realize it's in your brain. But there are parts where Connor goes to this really like high fantasy
They
sci-fi.
call it the Zen Garden.
The Zen
Yeah.
Garden, and you talk to Amanda, and there's kind of this overarching mystery, and there's kind of sinister undertones, and she is kind of saying, you gotta find this problem, Connor. Like, I trust you, And every time you do a mission, you come back to her, and your trust with her goes up or down. So I was feeling the pressure from her, and I was like, okay, I need this information from this guy. So I tried to get it the normal way. He wouldn't budge. So then I say, screw it. And I grab him, you do the gnarly, like, hacking. You can, like, hack into people's brains or deviants or robots' brains as Connor. And it's really brutal. You, like, grab it and, like, press into him, and he's, like, screaming, like, ah! So I do that. I get the information, and as I'm leaving, the droid freaks out, grabs a gun, shoots me in the brain. Connor dead.
Wow.
Dead on the floor. I said, I can't allow this to happen. Go back in the main menu. I'm really debating in my brain. I'm like, yo, creator's intent. I'm never gonna replay this. But like, I almost did. But then, of course, she talked me out of it in the main menu, which was amazing. So I was like, whatever, I guess I'm just not going to play this game without Connor now. This sucks. Then, of course, a new Connor comes. His information is uploaded to the cloud, which is great. But it's great because of the way everyone reacts. Mm-hmm. I just strolled into the police department the next day.
Right.
And everyone is, like, looking at, like you just got shot in the head. I saw you die. It freaks Hank out. Clancy Brown, also best character. He freaks out. And then that subtle tie-in, Bloodworth, from the rooftop pays into that.
Oh, okay.
Because the original Connor in the beginning saved the cop. Now I'm a new Connor, right? I saw that cop later on at the television tower, and he said, hey, man, thanks for saving my life. And the new Connor is like, I don't remember you. That wasn't me, because there's a line in there somewhere about you can upload Connor's consciousness and memory to the cloud or whatever, but there's a few things that are lost in the
That's what I was wondering.
in the transfer.
Because I don't know if I got that line or if I missed that line.
It's like some things are going to be lost.
Because when we got towards the when we were in Cyberlife, and there's that face off between the old Connor and the new Connor.
Yeah.
And like Hank's like, what's the name of my dog? And I'm like, why would the new Connor not know that if everything's been uploaded?
Yeah. Yeah. Some things are lost in the shuffle.
So it's interesting.
So I was bummed because I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I saved that cop. I want to know what happened. Like, I bet he helps you there. So I thought that was a really cool, subtle
nah,
tie-in.
if there's something there, I missed it because for me it was just like there's an acknowledgement, there's a thank you, but there wasn't really like any further exchange beyond
Evidence or
that.
anything.
Yeah.
Cool.
I do wonder though if again the second playthrough now, if I get to that point after I have been like blown to bits in front of this cop,
Yeah.
and then he sees you,
Yeah, it's sort of like, everyone freaks
because
out.
it's like in your scenario he wouldn't have known that you died,
Yeah.
but in mine like he should have seen that.
And it's those little details that just
Yeah.
make Detroit so amazing, Bloodworth. I've never felt so in control. I guess in control is not really the best way to put it. I've just never felt so. I've never felt the consequences of your actions so much in a video game, I should
Right.
say. You know, you have so much
I'm
power
trying to see if
over
I can
this.
find this scene. If I wrote anything down about the scene that you described, about this sniper mission, it just feels weird to me. Like
It
what?
was Marcus. I looked it up. It was Marcus.
It was Marcus.
So Marcus is giving a speech at the end, and then Amanda is like trying to have you kill him.
Okay.
And then I shut Amanda down. Put the gun back in the holster. Everything's hunky dory. Got a good ending in a Quantic Dream game. Feels good.
Oh well.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. So the crime scene you found the DV. Oh, I'm curious. Small choice early on with Marcus. What did you when he said find something to do? What did you end up doing?
Chess.
Oh, you did chess too. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you let him win or did you lose?
I let him win.
You let him win. Okay.
And he was pissed. Yeah.
Wait, no.
He wasn't pissed. He was like, you
Oh, you let him win.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So he was pissed that you feel like I actually won.
Nice.
And he was like, and I like apologized and like don't apologize. you
Yeah.
know? Like yeah. So that's interesting.
Lance Henriksen, great character, short-lived character, but I really appreciated those moments of just being in this house with this old man, father figure, and he got it. That's what I love about his character is because he understands androids and he
Right.
looks at them like people, and that was, he's really the only character prior to the rebellion, I guess.
Yeah.
The only human character that kind of treats you like a human, and it was powerful.
But here's one of the things that's really curious to me about this, and like where one of the reasons I want to do a different playthrough and see particularly where Connor's story goes, because there's a whole thread of this that I think we just miss out on. Because like when you're looking for the guy in the attic, when you've got the guy that's in the house, the shack with Kara, when you've got the pigeon guy, there's this through line where they're all writing this crap on the walls.
Yeah, some Zodiac killer.
There's
stuff.
something going on where there's like androids didn't just gain consciousness out of nowhere. Like something has happened,
triggering it. Yeah.
And I think unless Connor stays the course, you don't get to find out what.
Because Amanda tried to kill me, dude. My trust with at a point in the game, I kept going against her orders, and it was you see the rank go down. It was like relationship with Amanda hostile. It was like, oh god, she did not like me. So I wonder, if you just go stone cold killer the whole way through, you'll have to sacrifice Hank because right out of the gate, I was like, dude, Hank's the best. I'm not giving
Right.
up on Hank.
So I really wonder, if there's a part of Connor's storyline where it's
I bet, Blood. That's a
you
great
figure
idea.
out why this all happened, because it seems like out of nowhere, right? And especially once they can just sort of now
awake.
you're with us. Now
Yeah.
you're with us. It's like, okay, that's a thing that can
I'm
happen.
wondering if it was the maker. The maker that you see.
Yeah,
I forget his
because
name.
Yeah, I've got it written down here somewhere. But yeah, the guy when you go to the guy's house with Connor and Hank.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that guy and like he puts you to this test of like
So
whether or not to
intense.
shoot her.
Yeah.
And it's like I'll give you the information if you shoot her.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you have to
and
go stone cold killer to get that.
Yeah.
Dude, now I really want to play through again.
Yeah.
Damn it, Bloodworth.
Because I bet there's a part of that there too. But
Ugh.
but by not killing her, you get Hank's trust.
Mm-hmm.
And Hank really gets on your side at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wonder without that whether like Hank would have showed up to help you at Cyberlife.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Little details. Honestly, it's so amazing too with Hank, like learning about the way, like that is definitely to me the strongest relationship in the game is Connor and Hank.
Yeah.
From a narrative standpoint and also a gameplay standpoint.
And can we say that the weakest is freaking Marcus and
Marcus,
North?
Yeah. No,
What is this?
forced? Because Bloodworth.
It's totally forced.
Bloodworth.
Yeah.
I was trying to go like no love interest. You know what I mean? I was saying I was trying to shut it down.
Yeah.
I was trying to shut the love interest
Plus,
down.
she's like, if you're doing peaceful like we were,
Yeah.
she's at odds the whole time. It's like, I
Yeah.
don't like you doing that. I don't like you doing
exactly.
that. Why don't we do
and
this?
I was like, North, just trust me, dude. We're homies. I love you, Minka Kelly. Like, you're awesome. But like, let's just be friends. Let's not go there. And then like, very out of character with Quantum Dream, it just like forced it upon my Marcus, and they like kiss at the end. And the whole game, I was as Marcus, I was like, yo, we're not like that. Like we have a mission. I'm focusing on the mission.
Yeah.
We are allies. We're trying to get through this quest. And then the game kind of just like shoehorned that relationship in. And it felt like I have no control over it, which was pretty annoying. So,
Yeah.
but back to the Connor and Hank thing was just picking up little pieces of information and figuring out how to use those pieces of information to gain his trust. The thing with his son, you know, knowing when to bring that up and not. There were times when I brought it up and he was upset. There were times when I brought it up.
Yeah, you're snooping on me. Yeah. Like, what's going on? Yeah.
So it's like knowing when to do that. And I think that's so powerful because so many games with dialogue choices, you know, we always talk about Paragon and Renegade, and it's just a matter of like checking through all of the boxes or going good or evil. And this is like a step further of not only knowing what to pick, but knowing when not to say something, and that is awesome.
Yeah. The Stormy Night chapter, when Kara first
Favorite
breaks
part of
through.
the entire game, Bloodworth.
Really?
My favorite section in the entire game, hands down. Trying to find shelter, right?
No, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's before that.
Okay.
It's when you're at when Kara actually becomes deviant.
Oh, geez, so intense.
Yeah. So with Todd, with the little girl, and like trying to figure out like what's the best way to like protect her and get out of here.
Yeah. My goodness.
So, as we've already established, somehow my run ends up being about shooting people.
No, dude. No, you shot him?
I shot him.
What?
I saw the gun cleaning the house. I grabbed the gun, and then we're like in that quick time event, in that fight, and then it just ends with like grabbing the gun and shooting him, and then getting out of the house.
Dude. Bloodworth. I like jumped out a
So
window.
2 people down. So you locked the door and you slipped out the window?
Yeah.
And you didn't have to worry about him?
We fought, but we.
Oh, you fought and then you jumped out the
and
window.
then I jumped out the
Okay.
window. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because there's another thing to where like if you get up there before he gets up there,
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, because I stood
can-
there for so
yeah.
long.
you can lock the door. He'll be pounding on the door, and then you slip out the window, and like you don't even like
Dude, nice.
confront with him. And then there was another. So if you just fail to become deviant, if you just like sit there and like wait for for things to happen, like he just straight up kills the whole girl. It's nuts, dude. Like
I can't even handle it. Consequences.
yeah.
And every time you like
And then, but you want also consequences. So I did
just kill.
I didn't do every path on this one, but I did another one where like, okay, I had the gun, but like I didn't want to shoot him. she grabs the gun and shoots him. The little girl shoots
Oh, what?
him. Yeah. And like I said, there's still like 3 or 4 other outcomes that I haven't seen.
That is crazy.
What you would have to do.
Oh, that's crazy. How many outcomes there are? That's just mind blowing. It's like there are all these big changes and big choices, and all the smaller choices, and that's so cool.
So yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about that fight? It was a little.
It was intense. I mean, obviously, it's a more intense. Like, I was thinking Shenmue QuickTime events. I was like, this is the most intense QuickTime event I've ever done in my entire life, because it was nonstop buttons.
In emotions. And
In the
everything.
my, you have like a split second to do it. We'll talk about my favorite QuickTime though later on. The chase. Tell me you did the chase with Connor.
Oh, with the Pigeon Man.
Dude.
Yeah.
That scene. 10 out of 10.
Okay, so when Marcus became deviant,
Yeah. Terminator style. In the junkyard.
Well, that's after that. But before that, with Carl and his son Leo.
Yeah.
Did you listen to Carl?
Of course. Of course. Listen to your father figure, you know?
Yeah. I'm curious what that other option is. Like, what, like, do you end up punching Leo and, like, Carl, like, turns his back? Like, what happens there? Because I feel like going to the junkyard and, like, the cops shooting you is almost, like,
mandatory.
Unavoidable, yeah.
Yeah, because you figure if Leo is injured, the cops are maybe the cops shoot you. Maybe. I don't know. But you have to figure if Leo is wounded, the cops are gonna take his side. But I was passive and Leo wasn't wounded at all.
Yeah. But he just pinned the death.
Pinned it all on you.
Yeah, Android did it.
Yeah. Does Carl have to die there? Probably.
I don't know that he does. Yeah, I think that might be part of the path, but I don't know.
Dude! This is crazy.
Yeah, right.
Because, maybe if you hit him...
I think maybe that's when Carl just, like, turns on you.
You think?
If you go after his son?
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, because Carl was just stressed out by the whole situation. So I imagine if you punch him, he'd still be stressed.
I feel
he has
like
a
he
heart
looks
attack.
at both of you as his children in a way.
Yeah.
And so as like his sons are fighting and like he doesn't.
Either way, he has a heart attack.
Yeah, but again, I don't know if like him having a heart attack is necessarily a thing.
Yeah.
That has to happen. Interesting.
I was bummed when he went down.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's an awesome character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very bummed out. Lance Henriksen, his first motion capture performance.
Nice.
Phenomenal behind the scenes unlockables in this game. You unlock all these making of features. You unlock short films, which are actually really cool.
Mm-hmm. The original Kara demonstration.
Mm-hmm. Just really cool. The one with Lance Henriksen, he was like, hey man, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. This is crazy. He was like so into it.
Okay, so you talked about how your interrogation went and you lost Connor.
Yeah.
My interrogation was just like, I was having a bad time like reading the cues. I was flip-flopping between different tactics.
Yeah.
I was kind of like waffling and all over the place, and like
Yeah.
eventually like the other cops came in, they started arguing and stuff, and they ended up just taking the android back to his cell.
Chill.
Like in like
Kind of a neutral.
We got no information.
Yeah.
But no, here's where it got screwed up.
Oh god.
Because the android was like already stressed out. Like he, like he was afraid of whatever was gonna happen. And when you first get that like chance to explore the police station and like you're waiting to talk to Hank and you're checking through his files and stuff like that, you have the option to go up and talk to that android in the cell. And like android just self-destructs. It was like, okay.
Oh.
Like the only thing I think I could have done at that point is just like leave him alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just like bashes his head into the glass. Just,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, he like shot Connor and then shot himself.
In yours?
In mine,
Okay.
yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting how like a lot of that stuff, and we'll probably get to that a little bit, but like it comes back later. Mm-hmm. You start, you get into that evidence room and like all these little threads tie together.
Oh, the evidence room is so good. Detroit Become Human.
But I do want to get to the part that you said was one of your favorites. Kara on the streets.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Like
My favorite part.
You've got the hotel.
Yep.
Got the parked car, and you got the old house.
And I love the way it just...
I went in the old house. Sounds like you went in the old house?
Yes.
Okay.
But I love the way it just drops you into this situation. It's one of the larger environments of the game. It really takes the linearity out of it. This is primarily a linear game where you're, you can only do so much in terms of exploring and gathering, and then getting in a conversation and continuing forward. But this is kind of an open world part in a way. Just drops you onto the street in the town. And initially, just the feeling, right? You are on the street. You have to protect her. She's hungry. She's cold. You have no money, no supplies, no shelter. It's just a very...
And no sympathy from anybody.
From anyone.
Like, you start talking to parked androids, and they're like, whatever.
Yeah.
You go into that they call it a supermarket. It's like a 7-Eleven.
It's like a 7-Eleven. So you go in the 7-Eleven.
Start talking to the guy, and like, what are you doing here?
And oh my gosh, I can't praise the atmosphere enough, from just the darkness and the rain and the cold, damp street lights into the supermarket with the radiating, fluorescent lights of a supermarket has. And
he says this line like, oh, there's homeless androids now. Like, he's just super annoyed.
Super annoyed. He just wants to go home probably. He's had a long shift, He's like, he's just so over it. And you need supplies. And there's many ways you can play this because in the end credits of the game actually show you kind of different outcomes. And in the credits, there's a scene where like Kara has a hood on, she's got a gun, and is like robbing the place. But I loved this scene because I needed wire cutters to get into the abandoned house.
Yeah. And there's some there.
And there's some in the back corner. And I shoplifted. So I went in the back. Stood there for a second, again, just the level of immersion in this game. You really feel like you're there shoplifting. And it's because of so many reasons. But again, the consequences, it's like, I don't want him to see me,
Yeah.
It's not a video. It's like more than a video game of just like reload, fail, reload, or, I don't want to kill this guy. This guy is a person. He feels like a person, a human being. With a life, So I'm just in the back with the wire cutters. It's like, man, I don't want to steal, but I have to. I have to survive. I have to take care of her. She needs shelter. So I just grab it. He didn't see me, and then I just immediately walk out. Did not look back. Just like, go, 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 go. So then we go over, and do the bolt cutters, and I get into the house.
So did you go into the house from the street or from the parking lot?
From the street. I cut the wires.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Open the fence.
Did the cops later come in that way?
No, but Connor came the next day to look.
Right, but I mean, when they did come, did they see that? Did they notice that?
I don't remember. I don't think so, Bloodworth.
Huh.
Maybe.
That's curious to me because I went and checked. I didn't go to the hotel. I didn't check out the hotel, but I went and I checked out the car first. Mm-hmm. And I looked around there, and there was a way that's more covert to get in the back side of the house.
Cool.
Not from the street.
Very
And there
cool.
are wire cutters there, Huber. You didn't have to steal them.
I'm sorry, shop owner. I didn't mean to steal your stuff. That's excellent.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And then you still have the encounter with the crazy guy, the Ralph.
Crazy Ralph,
Yeah.
Which felt like a weird trope. Let's get this crazy, neutral party, could be a good guy, but is clearly acting super sketch. He felt really random because he was only in this scene. He never came back.
I wouldn't have expected him to necessarily come back.
It just was...
You know what I was disappointed who didn't come
really
back?
weird.
is this is like jumping a little bit, but the like misfit toy guys from Zotko's place. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Like the ones that like he like put all the like crazy stuff in, and
Yep.
the bear and all that.
Tell me you let the bear out.
I let the bear out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it was just weird because it's like you do that, and then it's like, yeah, they're gone. They don't care about the rest of this stuff,
Yeah.
and which I guess is fine.
Yeah.
There's not really a real good reason for them to come back. It's just one of those things like, oh, you don't see those guys again.
Yeah.
That would have put your Android rating down, I think.
Yeah.
People see those
like,
guys
weird
walking around
abominations.
like, no
It
way.
was, yeah, that
I'm
whole
out. I'm checked out of this.
Zvatko's whole scene was very disturbing. It was definitely the haunted house section
Right.
of the game. How did you play that, Bloodworth? Because for me,
So I failed the memory wipe. So my memory got wiped.
fully,
It was sort of fully.
yeah, the part was weird, Blood.
Because it's like you start getting your memories back if you like find the clues around the house.
okay, yeah, because I pulled one of the wires out, but I was doing it in the wrong order, so I wasn't fast enough.
Right.
So I got one of the wires out, spilled some like gasoline or something, and then it was just like, okay, it's done. And I was like, so my memory got wiped, but I like am remembering things still. It was weird. It felt weird.
So maybe that's well, no, it does say like in the flowchart that like your memory got wiped.
Yeah.
But
But a wipe, I thought it was going to be a full reboot of like, who are you?
yeah, like
Alice?
who she was at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where she didn't remember anything.
Yeah.
But I think maybe it's because of the struggle. Like
And
no matter what, it's a botch job.
Yeah.
Like he's not doing it the right way. He's
True.
just like, you know,
Yeah.
it's like pushing the delete button instead of the format button. You know,
Nice.
it's like it's still there. You just gotta
Yeah.
recover the drive.
Nice. And the abominations are like talking to you like, yo, you got to remember. You're like, we got to go. So. But yeah, that scene felt kind of tropey too. Like, you know, this guy like locks you up and just gonna do bad things to you, but then like leaves the room. Like it was very, I guess I was okay with it because it, for me, it felt like a nod to like a slasher movie.
Yeah.
That whole scene, you know?
Or a Batman villain.
Or kind of, yeah, like the Toy Maker or something. But yeah, it just felt like a nod to
That's
a
why.
classic horror film.
Yeah, that's why like when people like, cause like there was some criticism about that, about like saving the damsel in distress. I'm like, this isn't saving the damsel. This is being Batman. This is like
Yeah.
Batman in like every like episode of the '60s show.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the saw blade's coming. You gotta get out.
Get out! And like hiding, dude, going through the house and hiding. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. That was intense.
And then you set the house on fire.
No.
You didn't set the house on fire.
No, I let the bear out.
You let the
The
bear
bear
out.
attacked him, and then Luther took him out.
Oh,
And Luther was like, yo, I got your back.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Because yeah, so we set the house on fire,
Mm-hmm.
and then like everyone's running out of the house, and then the misfit guys attacked him, and the bear
Yeah,
just
that
sort of
too,
like
yeah.
walked off. I don't remember the bear attacking at all.
Oh yeah, my bear, because like that was the room. Like I went back to that room and I was trying to escape out. I was like, yo, I need the bear. Bear, help me out. And then he comes in, a big struggle, and he's got the gun, and the bear is just like, it was amazing.
Nice.
Yeah. Free the bears. Free the animals.
Yeah, I don't think we need to.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
breeze through a couple things.
Yeah.
The part that I really loved.
There was the one part that was at the end of the house where like you're doing it from both sides, like Kara trying to hide and Connor like trying to find her, and then she runs across the
Yeah.
freeway.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool, but yeah, I don't think we were like would need to go into
Wait, did
too
you go
deeply.
upstairs?
And like change their appearance and everything? Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Because it is interesting because like you don't really think about it, but like what you see at the beginning of the game and what you see in like all the screenshots were like very different. It's like,
Totally.
okay, when is that? But it's like there's a specific point. She changes their appearance.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I don't get though is like why some of them like pop the LED out,
Yeah.
and it's like the main characters do that, but like nobody else seems to care.
Yeah.
So like,
Gotta
yeah,
blend in. Pop that thing out.
yeah.
It's weird.
So that's a little strange to me. But the scene, that scene when Marcus does it, like when Marcus comes back from the dead, that's such a crazy,
so crazy,
unexpected
so
scene.
Terminator.
Yeah.
Popping in parts, like going to like take the battery from the guy, and he's like, no, don't. He's like dying in a junkyard, and it's like, all right, I'll let you live, man. Like, we're all androids together.
I think there's a lot of like options in there too, because again, I looked at the flowchart and I'm like, what are all these blank marks that I didn't do? Like, I thought I did everything there.
Yeah. One of the other scenes I really loved was the radio tower broadcasting the message.
That's a big one. We definitely got to talk about that.
Yeah. Really epic moment. Sneaking in. It's like a heist mission in a way.
The thing that bugged me about that one, though, because like you were bugged about the Zlatko, I was more bugged about this because, again, it's like this heist is like this really well-planned, coordinated thing, and I know nothing. I'm like having to improvise based on what everyone's telling me. It's like, what are we doing now? What's next? What's happening? I don't understand, but I guess we're gonna make it through this. Yeah. They're like sort of like telling you about it like after you're doing it.
I get that.
Yeah.
Like disguising as the janitor and going through.
It's well coordinated plan, and you're the one out.
Flying
you're
by
the one that
seat of
was
your
on your
pants.
phone during the meeting.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what am I doing now?
Very fair point. The reason it had such a big impact on me was, one, obviously being able to transmit your message about peace, and we just want to be recognized.
But even that was weird a little bit, because I get to these options and I'm like, what was it, like territory or rights or whatever? And I'm like,
human rights, man.
and I was like, what do you want me to say, right? What should I pick? And so like I picked territory. Did you pick territory?
I picked rights. I was like,
Okay.
just
Okay.
let us live in peace.
I should have done that because I was just like, I don't know what does that mean. And I
That to me means like, you want like your own android space.
No, literally what he ended up saying, and this is what it bugged me because like it's one of my pet peeves in games, like when you say something and it's like
you
if I
don't.
knew I was going to say that, I wouldn't have said that.
Yes.
And he's like, we want one of the states.
Whoa.
We want an android state just like us. I'm like,
Whoa.
this is like that's not gonna fly. Nobody's gonna go for that. They're not gonna give you Montana or something.
That's so good. Yeah, dude. I was just all about recognize that we're people too. Like we can think. I went full piece.
Should have just stuck with all that.
But dude, this is why this is crazy, right? Because the whole game is Marcus, and we're gonna get into like the really crazy Marcus scene later. But the whole time I'm playing as passive Marcus. But this game is so beautiful at really making these small moments matter and making it feel so realistic because one guard, you get up there, one guard is running away.
Yeah.
And North is like, he's gonna hit the alarm. We're not gonna be able to broadcast the message. It's gonna be a waste. Like, shoot him. And I did.
Oh, okay.
I shot a man in the back and killed him.
Oh.
And as a player, I felt horrible for doing so. I was like, dude, shit.
So
I felt bad. But in my brain also, I'm like, this is one casualty to broadcast this message, to change history, to get our rights as Android, to be recognized as free people. There will have to be casualties, and this unfortunately has to be one of them. It was a really crazy, powerful moment that made me feel terrible.
So with us, with mine, North took action. I don't remember whether she shot at him or not, but there was like a back and forth, and Simon got injured. And so we had to leave Simon on the rooftop.
Dang.
But so that didn't happen. So Simon just got out with you. He was fine.
Yeah.
So we had to leave Simon on the rooftop, and then later, when right after when Connor comes through, there was an option to be able to investigate Simon, and talk to him. But I ended up going and did you have the kitchen androids? You go talk to the kitchen androids?
Yeah.
So like we ended up having that whole crazy
Yeah.
fight, and like I never got to Simon because I went there first.
Got
And
it.
then somehow Simon like slips. I don't know. Like that's one thing that was like, is this a plot hole? Is it only a plot hole because of my playthrough? Because like I don't know how Simon like ended up back with Marcus later. He just shows up like, hey guys, I made it. I'm like,
Really?
like you were on the roof stuck there with like a whole bunch of cops. Like, how did you get back?
That is weird, Blood.
Yeah.
That is very strange. Yeah, I don't know. My Simon got the hell out.
Yeah.
That seems like a plot hole, dude. There's like, that seems like a straight up plot hole. Unless they just didn't have enough evidence to charge him, or
Sure.
that's weird. I mean, did you kill anyone in that whole scene?
I don't think that we did.
Okay, if there's no dead bodies, like maybe they did let him go and he got off, but
Yeah, I'm trying to remember because like there was a lot of gunfire back and forth that I don't remember if anyone like actually got killed there. Who I did end up killing was the with Connor was the sex worker girls. Again,
I let him live, and that's why Amanda was pissed.
Oh yeah,
Because I let them go. And Amanda was like, dude, you keep
they just
failing.
walked off.
I let him go.
Oh,
I had a
okay.
fight with them, and then they were there, and then I had the gun or whatever, and I was just like, just go, like, because they loved each other. It was the two android sex
Yeah,
workers.
so I like shot one in self-defense, and then the other one was like so stricken with grief that she like
Dude.
took the gun and shot herself.
Whoa.
So they both went down.
And Amanda was pleased, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I want to, Amanda. I'm sorry, Amanda. Actually, I'm not.
Another one that I went back to that I wanted to talk about real quick was the shipyard when you go steal the parts. So like when I first went there, I just tried to hide without doing anything else, and they saw us, and then like we had to run away, and then like everyone was upset because like, well, now we don't have any parts, people are gonna die
Oh,
at Jericho.
whoa.
And so like they kind of like lost confidence in Marcus a little bit as a leader, but it didn't have that much consequence in the long run.
Okay. I aced that scene.
Yeah,
No bodies, no alarms.
yeah.
Talked the android security guard into lying for us. But then I think it was to my credit, this was another situation you had where you didn't meet, like you picked something but you didn't meet the
Okay.
outcome. So I talked the android into lying to the security guard. Everything's fine. We got all the parts, and then the android was like, "Yo, let me come with you," and I was like, "Nah."
Oh, okay.
Because like I was under the impression that he was kind of sketchy, but then I said no, and he was like, "You know better than the humans," and I was like, "Ooh,
And then
can I
did you
change
just
my
get
mind?"
those crates there, and then you were done?
Yeah, then we left, and the android was like
So
upset.
Here's the other. So what I ended up doing the second time when I went back to check it out, because I knew I failed that mission, so like
Yeah.
I wanted to see what else would have happened. So yeah, I grabbed him and converted him, and then like we started taking parts, and then there was like this whole other crate of androids that I converted,
That too.
and then there was this guard shack. Do this little Metal Gear Solid mission, sneak into this guard shack, steal the keys to a truck, and then like the guards start searching for us, and then we get the truck and we do the whole freaking truck of stuff out of there.
Dude, that's amazing. Had no idea.
Yeah,
Yep, didn't do that. Missed that.
that's sweet.
Sweet.
Let's see. What the theme park was interesting, but they didn't feel like a lot happened.
Didn't feel like a lot happened.
It was just sort of
but
like a weird aside.
Phenomenal aesthetic. Also, though, really good context for life before all this, kind of. You know, just the androids saying like, "Oh, we have guests. Like, come this way."
And I think that's one thing
Really-
that like I felt was a little bit of
Just
a
good-
shortcoming though, is that we didn't really get a lot. I didn't get a lot of like they talk about all these model numbers and like, okay, they've got these kind of androids for this and those kind of androids for that and et cetera, but they really didn't feel like that different.
I'll
They
tell
didn't
you-
feel like they had like different levels of like I would just think that there would be some androids that out there that would just be too stupid for any of this to work. Like you really are just a machine. You're not going to be anything better than a doll that picks up stuff around the house.
Yeah.
And I didn't really get that sense other than Alice and Connor being like definitely more advanced. Like
Yeah.
Alice not even knowing that she wasn't a real
Yeah, but
girl
then-
apparently or something.
Yeah, but Blood, too, plot hole, I was like, if there are multiple Alice androids, wouldn't people know? I guess no, because Kara went deviant at that moment and then hadn't seen another Kara throughout that journey. Okay, it makes sense. It makes sense.
What is funny though, when I was going back through and replaying that scene, and you're cleaning up the house, it's really blurry. But I think when she's cleaning up all of those bills and stuff that Todd has, there is actually a shot of like the model number of the little girl, but it's like blurry.
Crazy. Barely
see it as it's getting tucked under something else, and so you don't get a chance to like put two and two together until you look at it later and like, is that what I think it is? And even then, it's like it's too quick. Yeah. But I think it's there. I think they like have a little bit of a tease.
That's cool. Love that.
Yeah. So my Connor. Okay, when he was in after the heist, shielded Hank, saved Hank.
Oh yeah.
It's the same thing for you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Gotta save Hank. Hank for life.
Then we had the Kara Underground Railroad thing with the cop coming by the house. Remember?
With Ralph there?
No, when it's like the mother and the son.
Yeah.
And the son's like, you gotta stop doing this. Like, this isn't gonna work out. Like,
yes. Holy moly, that was so intense.
Such a tense scene. Did you get by? Did the cop notice anything?
No.
Okay.
Oh my God, I love that scene because everything is happening in real time. You have to cover up the evidence as the cop is coming through, asking you questions. Love that scene. The son is ready to just come loose and botch the whole thing, and Kara is just like, yo, dude, keep it together, man. Like, so good. And just knowing when to lie and when not to lie. Again, it's like knowing you really got to pay attention with these dialogue choices. It's so good. It's like, he said, is there anyone else in the house? And I'm like, yeah, my daughter's upstairs. He's like okay, because then later on there's a noise upstairs, and he's just like, what was that? I was like, oh, it's my daughter. It's fine. Like, just little things like that where if you're like, no one's up there, and then he hears the noise, just love that stuff.
Yeah, and then like, do I close that laundry room door? Is that gonna look suspicious? Yeah, I loved it. We kind of talked about the protests. I don't think there's really like a lot to go into other than like, it's like you just like keep it peaceful, like, gather as many androids as you can, but like keep it peaceful.
So Marcus's story was my least favorite Bloodworth, but the protest scene was one of the most powerful.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen some memes around like press F for respect, you know, and it's like press F for civil rights and stuff. But when you're walking through gathering the androids, you choose what to chant, like, you know, android rights or civil rights and all this stuff. And that was powerful for me. Pushing the button and doing it. Like, yeah, we can make fun of that, but walking through and like, you're doing the walking, you push it. It's like you are saying this, you are fighting for this.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that it wasn't a cutscene.
And that standoff too, where like, we're just gonna hold our ground.
Hold the ground. The cops are shooting everyone down, and bodies are just dropping around you. And I did not get cold feet blood. I stood my ground because there's a part, you know, people keep dying. People keep dying. People keep dying. And
North is on your case again.
Like, we got to get out of here. Like, you need to live or this rebellion is going to be over. And I'm like, no. Like, we live and die right here, right now. This is a final stand, if you will. Did not back down. Finally, the cops stopped shooting. Mm-hmm. Very, very harrowing, intense scene. So.
And then let's talk about the evidence room.
Yeah.
Because now I know that, like, you didn't get some of the evidence in the evidence room, so I'm curious what you ended up doing. There was so much stuff in there.
Yeah.
There's so much I wanted to poke around with and see what can I do with this.
Yeah.
And I felt like because of the guy coming in and interrupting you, that, like, you just get that one thing. Like, whatever it takes to, like, you know, that one thing that's going to give you, like, the next path to Jericho.
Yeah.
Which I'm curious if you somehow don't get an option to find the path to Jericho, what could maybe happen there. But yeah, what did you? Do you remember what you ended up doing in the evidence room? Because like you've got the guy from the beginning.
So the guy from the beginning didn't trust me because I let him get shot. He's like, get the hell away from me.
And then there was the
pigeon dude.
Yes, yeah. Pigeon dude was there. For me, the girls were there.
Oh.
Their bodies were in there.
Dude.
Oh, and the guy from the murder scene, the stabbing guy.
Stabbing guy was there.
And then I think like there was like one other guy that was from like Marcus's group somehow. I don't know if they brought him in from.
I pretended to be Marcus in mine.
Yeah, that's what I ended up doing on my first run, was pretending to be Marcus.
I pretended to be Marcus and talked to the blind android. Android couldn't see, and then I used Marcus's voice, scanned the evidence, watched the video that you transmit as Marcus from the television tower, and you use his voice and you say, hey, you know, gotta get to Jericho.
So I did that on my first run. This when I went back in there.
Yeah.
What you can also do, which is really messed up. You take the head off of one of the girls and like use it to get the other girl to talk.
That is insane. That is insane, Bloodworth. What? What does she just like? Is the headless one talking or?
Yeah, I think so. Like you activate it and have it like, yeah.
That's trippy.
Sort of similar thing, but like, yeah, different.
Love that scene is getting to the evidence room is in real time too. You know, Hank is distracting the guards.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and I wonder if how does that scene play out if Hank doesn't trust you? You know.
Yeah.
Because he has your back at that point.
And again, like around at that point, that's like when you start getting all these like multi-tiered things.
Yeah. Because the captain is saying, Hank, this case is over. Connor is like, no, Hank, we need to get to the bottom of this. Like, trust me. He's like, all right. Oh god, the relationship. Connor, dude.
And then we get to the endings, which we talked about.
Yeah. I loved my outcome. I thought the ending was a little choppy because they have to tie up everyone. They have to tie up everything. So it was kind of like Kara and Luther and Alice got to the border and had a big breath and kind of that was
whether
it.
There
cut.
was some.
It was like hard cut. This person's ending. Hard cut. This, it kind of felt a little choppy, but still amazing for how many possibilities there are.
Yeah, I'm really curious whether if there's some branch where Kara was with Marcus somehow, or because they just sort of crossed paths and then like took off.
I'm gonna tell you, I was the most ruthless as Kara. Took the tickets from those people. Had them fend for themselves, the bus tickets.
Yeah.
Then when I got to the end, the customs, going through customs.
Oh, on the other side, there's more.
So you get to the because you didn't do this part, dude. Right. Okay, you get to the customs area, and they're scanning everyone to get into Canada. And you see Underground Railroad. They're there. You go into the bathroom, and you have this big conversation. It's really emotional. She's like, "I hope you get through." Blah blah blah. Like, let me know if you need me. So it's like you see everyone you've encountered, and I forget his name. He was like this really, really supported, like fourth tier character that I saved at some point with like Luther and stuff. Didn't even like know this guy really, but he was like, Kara, you saved me from early on. Like if you need me, just let me know.
Huh.
So you're going through customs. They're scanning everyone. And I didn't trust it. I was like, I've come this far. I need to get through. So I had that guy be a distraction.
Oh, gosh.
And he took the bullet. They took him out. Yeah. I was like, yo, you owe me.
Did Canada just not want androids? I thought that's where everyone was cool.
But it was Canada itself has no androids at all. So they wanted to keep them out.
Okay.
Yeah. So they were going there to just like lay low and hide. But yeah, going through the customs, they were scanning everyone. It's like, we're not going to make it. So he was the distraction, threw him under the bus.
Jeez.
Threw so many people under the bus as Kara. But it's like, it's crazy because what you had to do, because all three of us made it across perfectly. All three of us were there, one big happy family, hugs, sigh of relief. So.
Yeah. I'm curious if there's a way to like not have Luther with you, because that almost felt optional.
Yeah, the part before the bus, he's being arrested, and Alice says to you, "We can't leave him behind."
Right.
And that's when you can either go the quick, safe route to escape,
and then also,
or you can take the really hard route. You have to like knock the guards out.
When Jericho's getting raided too, like if you don't hide him, like he might get taken out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that whole thing where like you have to like play dead.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god. Crazy.
Craziness.
Also, one of my favorite foot chase scenes of all time when Connor's chasing that guy. Unbelievable high stakes scene. Constant, quick time events, picking the path of where to go. He's like cycling through like quick but safe, or long but safe,
right,
quick
yeah.
but dangerous, and you follow him, and it's this crazy foot chase. And then he pushes Hank over, and it's like, all right, save Hank or stop him. Obviously, I saved Hank.
Yeah.
Obviously, Amanda was pissed. That snowballed.
I'm curious if you don't save Hank. Like, Hank's probably gonna be okay.
Is he, though? Hank probably dies, dude.
You think?
I mean, everyone else can die.
Yeah.
Hank
I don't
can
know.
for sure die.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about. I wonder where those different threads go, and that's the thing. Like, to fully do the giant entire spoiler mode, like we'd have to play through this game 4 times.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
Any other takeaways? If we should wrap it up here.
No, just this game made me feel things. It made me empathize with so many people. Like, the amount of empathy that this game drew from me was very, very strong and powerful. I appreciated how high stakes it was, the choices and consequences.
Yeah, I think for me that's like it's the amount of choice, the amount of tension that you have on here, like the whole like actual overarching narrative of the android struggle or whatever, and like and the way some of those mechanics played out, some of the like selective cloud uploading and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
but
Like forcing Marcus and North to get together.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
But yeah, like the moment to moment, like character interactions, the amount of consequence, like I think all of that, like thinking through all of these crazy flowcharts of the different ways that things can wind up, and like making those paths viable and not just like a bunch of different fail states.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do. I really do like it. I really do think it's their strongest game.
Without a shadow of a doubt, the best Quantic Dream game. Without a doubt. Like, setting a new standard for choices and consequences.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you for joining us.
My name is Kara.
My name is Connor.
My name is Marcus.
This is our story.